Well, everyone, the iPad 11th generation is supposed to be coming out sometime in the next couple of months. And this particular iPad is supposed to be going through and hopefully going to be giving us a newer upgraded iPad than the previous generation. And I'm pretty sure that is probably going to end up happening. You have to remember that the iPad 10 came out in 2022, so it's basically approaching 3 years old this year. And if Apple doesn't update it soon, then we're going to have a fairly old iPad on our hands. Now, it looks like the rumors are pointing that sometime around this springtime, maybe around April, March, May-ish, somewhere around that time, we should be expecting the iPad 11 to actually come out. Now, what exactly is inside of this iPad, we're not 100% too sure. We're assuming that the outside is going to look pretty much similar to what the iPad 10 had. So the same size display, same Apple support, I would suggest. Same type of camera layout, maybe a little bit of an improvement, but the biggest difference was going to be within that chipset. So basically what we were seeing was that the iPad 10 maybe before could have actually went through and it could have gotten the A17 Pro chip, which was similar to what we were getting inside of the iPad mini. But with the latest reports, it's actually looking like that might not be the case. We might actually have some bad news on our hands. It's looking like the iPad 11 might actually have the Apple A16 chip inside. So that A16 chip, it's still not bad, it's not terrible, but that isn't going to be the same chipset that we're going to be getting inside of something like the iPhone 16s. It's probably in the middle between an iPhone 15 Pro and the iPhone 15, but that also means that ends up being the case. Will that iPad end up getting 6 gigs of RAM or 8 gigs of RAM? Because if that iPad ends up getting 6 gigs of RAM, that will still be an improvement coming from the iPad 10, but that means Apple Intelligence will not be supported on that particular iPad. Now, is that a big deal right now? To me personally, not really, but it could be a big deal for the longevity of this iPad. It's looking like Apple's spending a bunch of marketing dollars and a bunch of effort into Apple Intelligence and trying to make that the best phone of all time, or best iPad of all time, best feature of all time. So if that ends up being the case, well then this iPad for its whole entire life is not going to be getting that type of feature, which is actually going to be pretty disappointing in my personal opinion. So we're going to have to wait and see what ends up happening here, but that is kind of some bad news that's kind of being, alleged inside of this particular iPad. If you have any other thoughts or questions about this, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.